Shane again, and what we are going to learn here is how to build a ticketing system for support in your app. So say you have users, you don't have live call support, which a lot of independent apps won't have. A lot of them will have, a support email or an in-app section where you can actually fill out a support ticket, and this will allow you to be able to have support tickets for your users and be able to address the issues or communicate with them and mark when you've completed them and track support tickets and maybe even have a database to go back through and say, where are users having a lot of problems. So this is a completely fresh database. Everything in it's brand new. So only data type I have right now is user. On this user, for the sake of this database, I'm going to create a user type. I'm just going to make it text for simplicity, and I'm going to make 2 buttons to start. These buttons are just going to exist for me to change the user type between 2 things. User, and then I'm going to copy the button, make it over here. Whoop. That's for a different app. And I will copy the button, move it over here, and this is change to company admin, because you could have user admins from the company that's using your application or the person that's using your application. I'm designated this for a company admin. I'll call it owner admin. Whoever owns this app, when I'm switching to them, that's this button, right? So that's me. I'm the owner and the admin of this system. So say I have a user. I want to be able to click this button real quick, and I want to change my data real quick. Data, make changes to a thing to change the current user. We'll change their type. Customer. Oh, simple enough. And then we won't need to refresh the page. Everything's just going to change anyway. Workflow. Do another thing. Changes to a thing. Current user type. Change it to. We'll just change it to owner. It doesn't really matter what we're designating these, because these are just for just so I can easily show you all on one page. I'm going to make 2 groups. This is going to be the user view. I'm going to copy and paste real quick so I have 2 of the same. Worked correct. User view copy. And I don't want this to be, I want this to be app view. I'm going to do conditional here. I'm going to say when current user's type is, if we just add that as owner. Right. Yeah. I don't like it when I have to click a thing there. That looks better. Do the same on this one real quick because it's changing it to customer. So app owner view, I don't need any workflows. It's visible when its type is owner. So if I push this button, this box will be visible. Okay. And I want to make sure it's not visible on page load originally. And then I want to make that disappear for now. I'm going to say in the user view, when user's type is customer, element is visible. Okay. Element is not visible on page load. I'm just going to add something random to this group, and then I will, oops, where, there you go. You're in that group now. You're in the app owner group. And then we will let's put a shape right here, just so we have a shape in that group. So I'm just going to do a quick preview and show you kind of how this works so you can understand what I'm doing after I build this to show it. So click change to user. I'm now marked as a customer, so it's showing me the box. Change to admin, it's showing me the button. I can flip flop. This is just me flip flopping between two views. Typically wouldn't build the page like this. This is just so I can easily show you between the two as we build out this functionality. So user view. This is what your users are going to see. I need text. So it might say something like, please tell us what you are having difficulty with. There we go. Maybe no exclamation point. That feels aggressive. So then we do a multi-line input. There we go. They can describe it. And then a button that says submit. We might ask for other information. Maybe we want a phone number from them. Contact number. Great. Then submit, right? So let's have this create something. So we'll go into data and things, and we'll create a new thing. We're going to call this new thing a support ticket. There. It's going to have a couple fields. One field is going to be user. And in this, we're just going to grab the user's unique ID. Current users, unique ID. You could grab their name and stuff. But basically, we're just going to grab their unique ID for now in place of like putting their names or anything in. Number, let's just grab their phone number real quick from that box I created where it is. Input contact number is value. And then we have the multi-line input that we need to be we'll make that text and we'll just go ahead and say multi-line input A is value. Great. And then we will reset relevant inputs. So what the user can do is put this information in here, put in a contact number. You could put any other number of fields here and start attaching them, depending on the kind of app you're using. Maybe you want them to put best email to contact, but you should be storing that information anyway. So that should be on the admin anyhow. So if you do ask for anything else, maybe a phone number if you're not already gathering that information, just so you could call them and maybe walk them through something if you're so inclined to do so. But they would submit the ticket. You could also down here have just a section of, which is sometimes good to do for users. You could put a repeating group, have the type of content be support ticket, have the data source be do a search for support tickets. The user would be current users unique ID. That way it would always pull up only the tickets for this user that this user had created, and they could see maybe all of their tickets down here. We could just do a quick, we'll do a link here. Ticket, current sales support tickets. Let's do the creation date. There we go. So it's the ticket on this day. And then we could make this, we'll make this link to another page later that just kind of says, hey, this is what it was. And then here, we could even have a new thing. So in my data, let's actually go to the support ticket and let's make a new field. So solved that a yes, no? Actually, let's do completed. So if I want to mark these completed, yes or no. So I'll do dynamic. Let's do current cell support tickets completed. It should give me a yes or a no. But what I could also do with it, since it's yes or no, I could do a conditional on it instead. So I could do conditional when the cell support tickets completed is yes, text will equal completed. When the cell support tickets completed is no, this text will equal incomplete. Working. So I can leave that box like this then. I have the text set to body copy, which should be fine. Something should show up. Just type placeholder here, just so I have a placeholder there. So I remember that I actually have put that there, but it should never say placeholder when we go over to the next screen. What we'll do here is at the submit actually, because we put this in, what we should do is do completed. No, because this hasn't been completed. This has just been submitted. Now, there's nothing for the admins to be able to do with this right now. All there really is, hey, you can submit these tickets. You can't see them anywhere. There's nowhere to add notes or anything or log anything. So if I go to the app itself here, I can go in and I can say, nothing is working. This sucks. My phone number is this. And click submit. Great. Link doesn't go anywhere. But these are fixable things, right? So working on what? Nothing is fixed. Why? Buttons no work. There. So it's creating them and it's giving the user the notification that it is logged down here and is working. You could also set it up so that this may be sent an email to the user saying, hey, we've received your ticket. It will be assigned shortly, or have a pop-up or something like that. That's just additional functions that we could look at later on, or look at other videos I have that might deal with adding email or adding a pop-up. But let's do what the app owner, like what we're going to see when somebody sends us a ticket. So this is what the user would see, and they could click on this. We'd make another screen that just sent the details there. But what would we see for tracking all of this? So let's delete this because we don't need that anymore. What we need is a repeating group that's going to pull all support tickets. And we will do a search for support tickets that are not completed. So completed equals no, should make it so we can view all support tickets that are not completed. We could make it really simple and make it so that text in here would just be just like the current cell support tickets user. So we just pull up the user field, or we could pull up its creator real quick. Where'd it go? The creators, and then any field you put on them. So say you have their first and last name on there, you could say creator's first name, creator's last name, if you're tracking their company, and you can put their company in here. For this, I'm just going to grab their unique ID, just so that something goes into the cell where a name would go. I might also want to do the support tickets created date. So I have the created date next to them all. And then maybe I have a complete button that I'm going to put in here. Complete. Maybe we're just going to do email support. So we're just going to log everything for these in our emails. We'll go over this a little bit more here shortly. We'll just leave that at 4. We'll make this a little bigger for now. And let's make another box. Let's do another text box. Fixed width. There. All right, we'll shrink the height if it gets shorter, so we don't need to have it go really this far down. If it is shorter, but if it's longer, it should give us more room to read. So on this, we will do self-support tickets. What's the problem? There. So now we should be able to see these. And then let's make a solution for mark complete. We will do data and things, make changes to a thing. We will do current self-support ticket, and we will mark completed is yes. So what we're doing there is we're saying, has the problem been solved? Yep. Now, let's go back to this and let's see how it works. So we've got the 2 tickets that our user created. We have the admin view. This is the user's ID. Nothing is working. This sucks. Well, we solved the problem. We marked it complete. There it goes. We could make another view that would show all the completed ones. And we can also make it so, maybe we want to add notes to these, right? So a lot of times what you'll see is user or companies want to track what notes they might have. So let's just do something really simple. I'm going to extend this a little bit so I have a little bit more room. Make this a little bit smaller. And then I will do a notes box below it. And you can reorganize this however you want. It doesn't have to be organized anything like how I have it. I'm just doing it to show the functionality. That's what's nice about this. Very easy to change how you do it. So I'll do a multi-line input, do it right here, not overlapping with anything. Fix it notes. We'll just call it fix it notes. And we will do create a new field, fix it notes, text, and we will nope. Current cells. What did we call this box? We didn't. There we go. That'll be easier to find. Should be able to do current cells fix it notes. There it is, fix it notes value. There we go. So now what we should be able to do on this is say, when you push this button, it'll grab the fix it notes value. We should not have to reset relevant inputs. So let's go back to here. Reload this. Working on what? Nothing is fixed. Why buttons no work? There. Buttons weren't working because the customer's mouse wasn't working. Resolved over the phone. Wonderful. Let's mark it as complete. It's gone. We can see the data here too. If we'll go to app data now, I'll support tickets. Fix it notes landed there. Everything else is in here. We could do another box below this maybe that says, well, not maybe, just in general, if whenever we want to, we can do it. Maybe I want to take this and I'm going to copy. I like to do copy with workflows just in case there's a workflow I want to continue to use and just make a habit of it. If you copy stuff without workflows, you're just copying basically what stuff says and where it's on the page, which can suck sometimes when you think you're going to copy over it doing everything the same way. Make sure this is in that box. Perfect. So it will and won't show. We don't need the mark complete button. Well, let's put a little note above this though that says, oops, completed tickets down here. You right there. Instead of fix it notes box, we are going to delete that. We are going to put a text, and maybe our text will literally be like fix it notes, enter, and then dynamic data, current cell supports it, fix it notes. So now let's see what that looks like from the admin side. There, oh, duh, it's down here, completed tickets. Why is nothing showing up? Oh, because my search is wrong. No, I have it searching for completed no. It needs to be completed yes. So if it's completed, I can't search for it if it says no. But this would be all of the tickets. And you could change how they're organized and everything. But this is just a very simple way of creating a ticketing system. So on the admin, that's why I have these two up. Nothing is working. This sucks. Fix it notes. There were no notes for it because we're just checking the button. Working on what? Buttons don't work because the mouse was not working. So we've got the tickets down here. You could add other functionality. Like you could add different ways to filter these. You could add the ability to add multiple notes to each one. But as far as a simple ticketing system, this works relatively well. You can also here where see the admin or the user can see completed down here. Maybe we want to change that, right? So originally we had this, I'll switch to the user view. All I had to do was mark this don't see, this do see, because they're laying on top of each other. This was originally a link. Maybe we decide, we were going to make it so it was a link that you could just click and it would send you to another page, right? Maybe we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do instead here is let's just go ahead and we'll add notes down here. So I'm going to make this just a little bit taller so I can fill it, and then I'll do the fix it notes. So this will be the notes, and then let's do the support tickets, fix it notes, and then conditional will be current cells completed. Current cells support ticket is completed. Element is visible. We'll check that box, and we'll make sure that we check the appearance is not visible on page load, or is visible on page load. We'll make sure it's not checked. And what that's going to do is they log in, they see, all right, this is working. The notes won't show up, right? Or it won't even try to pull anything to show for the notes because that box won't be visible. So with nothing to pull, it might show like random letters or something, but we don't have to worry about that because it's only going to show when it's completed. I'll show you what that looks like here. So change to user. My team has trouble with this on. I can spell. I'm just bad at it apparently today. My team has trouble on mobile devices. Submit. Now, see, it shows up down here as working. So I'm going to switch to the admin. The admin can now see it. We could say our team to use the mobile app at, there's a link to the mobile app, mark complete, and it will, on the user side, show this once I'm completed. Your fix-it notes is your team needs to complete the mobile app. If you got their email and everything, obviously, you could send them a more detailed email. You could put more detail into these, or even give them the ability to respond to them, basically by creating this input and then just using unique IDs to link them together. If you really wanted to get more advanced with it, a lot of times what happens is with a simple ticketing system for an app, like you got one person building an app, a ticketing system, a lot of times you're able to just utilize the use email for the majority of your communications. And then this is just so you know what ones you're working. So as an admin, you want to know problems and that you are on top of those problems and that you are going to fix them. And if they're fixed, what they were. So you can also come down and say, am I seeing a trend here? Like maybe there's a report people are struggling to use and they keep asking questions about it. Maybe it needs to be made how to use easier. Maybe the way you're inputting data is a struggle for people. Maybe people are having trouble creating new users for their teams. You're going to get that data out of your support tickets for where people are struggling to be able to do things. All right. If you enjoyed this was helpful, please like the video and subscribe. I've got more bubble videos coming out here. Hope this was helpful.